a little bit more guaranteed lockdown. Ah, Shen. Obviously, it was Shen. Why did I assume that it was anything else other than Shen? Because he's been picked all of those 0 times.
So bullied. And I imagine KT fans look at this composition and feel a whole lot better. You have insane amounts of aggressive power. You have the best top laner on the patch.
Or perhaps a fool in this one as Bro 1-0. Let's hop up on the Rift.
I got 280 carries. Alistair wants to try and set up.
Man,
his empowered autos and stun.
Shen really did need a rework, didn't he, when he got one? Because he had probably one of the most basic kits ever. Do you remember Feint? That used to be his W?
You see that the last one to play it actually.
Obviously, Lehens.
Yeah, that's not a shock at all.
He was a huge fan of the Shen support. That was when he debuted. Actually, was sort of known as the Shen guy.
That was in spring playoffs of 2022. Wherever your sword is, you can press your W, and then you put down a puddle, which is like, you know, like the Samira spin, where you can't get hit by anything.
The Blade World, yeah.
It's just
more like
those.
Counter-Strike.
Yeah, you're right, actually. But it's an AoE Counter-Strike, right? So that's cool.
Yeah, having resulting lane matchup speed is really horrible when your red side is not great.
It's not ideal. And I do think you're hamstrung a little bit because of the power of some of the picks right now. Is Pioshik maybe in trouble?
Yeah, wants to try and get out of here, but there's an all-out from Morgan. And Nature's Grasp comes in, Flash, and then the Vault Breaker. Beryl is in position. Can taunt them up if he needs to, but he might be sacrificing himself if he does so. The flash forward from Morgan, and there's the Shadow Dash, but Headbutt Pole will result in first blood going over to Fate with a cheeky rocket from downtown.
And it all starts with Pioshik not actually getting his Q over the wall.
Yeah. Loads of plates going on over the KT here.
It's not his fault, like, it's just your Cassante.
Yeah.
So it's not that much you can do, and he does know this is happening, and he doesn't have flash. Does have reinforcements on the way.
Yeah, Plasma's stacked up, but his health bar is so low. Great Vault Breaker there from Pioshik just to make sure that he's definitely not going anywhere, and thus just sort of fell down to a much more high-tempo draft from Bro. This time around, KT have a way better draft, and they also have the high-tempo draft. And oh my god, Envy has to use his barrier just to eat through the equalizer, but it doesn't get a whole lot of value. And Pioshik is just dead again.
From KT it is very much isolate individual target and blow them up.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that quite as easily, that is quite huge, as there is the Shen ult.
Stand United coming in there as Beryl looking for a taunt angle. Not quite able to get there. Pioshik going to step away from the Dragon for the minute.
We're going to be very happy about, obviously.
Yep. Beryl just standing around. That is a teleport in towards his bottom lane. Stand United going to be utilized once again, but they're going to try and blow up BDD as best they can. The culling onto Polu, though, and BDD not even dead yet. He finds a few autos. That's a double for KT in the bottom lane. Perfect taking a lot of damage. They do manage to take him out here as Beryl doesn't have damage himself. That's the Shadow Dash flash, and that was a weird thing to do, but it's fine because KT are also taking out a turret mid and probably the inner as well.
Looks good for a second there for Brion, but KT with the map play still get the better end of that trade. It's like Envy maybe hits a W a little bit earlier. There's perfect.
Yeah, nice headbutt back onto Perfect. He's being thrown around like a ragdoll. The Flame Spitter still getting a fair bit of work done, but Polo just soaks it up and he'll be A-OK. They are punishing the Rumble here.
It's definitely going to be something that's kind of tough to deal with. Envy.
Well, yeah, that is Cease and Desist once again coming in, and Envy gonna have to flash. Beryl not finding the Shadow Dash there, so no taunt onto Envy, but he does have to use both of his summoner spells. That's all right, KT looking to steal away a blue buff right as it ticks over 20 minutes as well. That feels pretty good if they're able to actually do so, and you can see Bro then not wanting to make that one happen. There is the flash forward as, all right, blue buff going to be secured here, and the Bramble Smash gets them out. And so KT, they're the ones with the blue, and Bro not quite able to start a fight that they were looking for.
Polo is able to headbutt someone away, and then you have Young Jay with his ultimate. Could be big as Polo.
Oh dear, he just Hex Flashed over. That is going to be a lot of damage onto the cow as the culling is blocked by Fate there a little bit, as Voidseeker could have killed him. Did have the Unbreakable Will running, so it might not have been a full death, but they're really strong enough for us. Now, Pioshik has found a Cease and Desist into the backline. There is a great equalizer this time around, but Young Jay gets on top of Perfect. Stance United invested onto the Rumble, and no one actually dead just yet. BDD dashing forward, but punished immediately. And Envy went down extraordinarily low, had to use the barrier. And Pyoshik's now going to be seen on the minion wave, as now KT in somewhat of a decent position, but Youngjae, great angle for Nature's Grasp. He's going to throw it in here as Beryl not quite in range. BDD able to move out of the way of the CC, and KT just moves towards the Dragon Pit. They will be able to stay out of trouble, but this is going to be Bro taking down this outer turret. The Dragon is secured in trade for that one. So KT now is soul point.
Should probably dip Brion, but they're not gonna. They're using the Maokai ult.
Yeah, Perfect is going to come in as well. Gets a lot of damage, but it's still the Maokai that's able to lock down the Baron. Morgan is going to go all out, but he's now all out of the fight. If he's just the one sacrifice, though, that is very high value. The rest of Bro, they're not going to be able to make it all the way out just yet, though, as Dev, he wants the Killer Instinct in. He's able to deliver a Shen as well. And Polu, he'll be taken out also. 3 Barons for 2. Maybe you just take that. Maybe that's just fine.
So dead even, Atlas. KT,
Yeah.
I gotta find a pick. I gotta find an individual target and blow him up in seconds.
Ocean Soul on the table as Morgan goes forward aggressively, utilizing that W. There's an equalizer thrown in, and he also gets CC. That's a lot of damage onto Morgan. No teleport to bring him back into a fight. Is now Perfect. He has him in the banana brush, and there's the equalizer, but he hesitated for just that little bit. And that equalizer is not going to get the value that it really wanted. Pyoshik is diving in to that backline as BDD is layering all the damage. They take down Depth, but at what cost is BDD? He's also executed from this one. The only damage left is Perfect, who wants to turn it onto Envy, and he is still very, very big. But is he big enough to try and take these guys down? He has no flash. He's not getting out, and Morgan's going to get a triple kill. Did you Bro leave in the 2-0, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, we both know I didn't Bro leave, Atlas. But right now, Brion at the very least gonna get the Dragon. Okay, guys, again, you have the Maokai ult. Like, if you're on the objective first, approaching is really, really tough.
Yeah, well, Beryl is going to find a Shadow Dash onto Morgan in that front line. The culling comes down. They keep the Baron leashed. As Deft is in trouble, he's just singled out and obliterated. This equalizer is a little bit better, but Envy is still alive. That Mora Malmortius doing absolute wonders. And KT are being torn to shreds. The Bramble comes down and smashes them, but BDD, he's dancing around the fight. It's now a 1v1, BDD versus Morgan, and Fate, he'll come in so late to the fight after TPing back, and he will end the hopes for KT.
Oh, Pyoshik anywhere near the pit. He has the blast cone.
And he doesn't actually use it to get over the wall. That is going to be the Baron secured here by Bro. They then dive on top of the Lucian, who is in just straight up the wrong position. Morgan is looking for Deft as he's just supercharging away. It is now a 5 versus 4 in favor of Bro. They have the Baron. They have inhibited turrets removed.
Take the inhibs, Bro. You can do it.
I reckon they could just probably follow some minions there. They're pretty tough and strong minions now.
They could, Atlas, but they're going to do this textbook. We're not taking any risks. Everyone to the top lane. Pyoshik pulling the wave, trying to deny, but there's a top wave.
And Equalizer is up and available, but these are Baron buff minions. I don't know whether that's going to stop any of them from just marching towards the Nexus. 2 inhibs now down. Bro just with some time on these Nexus turrets. And did you predict it? Did you know what was happening? Bro taking down KT. As Beryl, he'll be cut up where he stands. Polu will die, but he doesn't mind about that one. Deft is on the fountain, nothing he can do. And the Nexus will go. Bro, 2-0 KT. Oh man, Perfect did a lot of damage. It did not matter. That is Ezreal losing in the hands of KT, and then Rumble immediately afterwards losing in the hands of KT.